Hey guys, remember to like the video and hit subscribe.
Defendants and their cohorts in the Democrat Party hoped that the Harris poll would create a false narrative of inevitability. After over 35 years in the industry, Seltzer retired in disgrace from polling less than 2 weeks after Harris's resounding defeat. Seltzer quitting polling is an admission of her guilt and liability for the defendant polls. Unhinged. For too long, left-wing pollsters, knowing that polls can and often do material impact elections, have attempted to influence electoral outcomes through manipulated polls that are not grounded in widely accepted polling methodologies and have unacceptable error rates. Jesus. I would imagine in the complaint, you would have to show some evidence of them being intentionally bad faith, right? Like you'd have to have this somewhere in the complaint. Otherwise, I feel like you would just, because the intentionality is a part of the tort, right? What are they asking for relief? They want to be reimbursed for all the damages that they had to spend campaigning in Iowa because they feel like they only had to do it because of the disastrous Harris poll. That's what, or at least that's what I saw in the last one. This is for jurisdiction. Okay, factual allegations. Seltzer's misleading reputation for objectivity. Seltzer has long enjoyed a celebrated, if not based on results, mainstream reputation for accurate polling. However, underneath the surface, Seltzer has quietly used her polls to attempt to influence recent elections in favor of Democrats, receiving ample coverage from the legacy media and thus lacking accountability. As Chairman Coffin observed after President Trump's campaigning victory, for too long we have let Ann Seltzer use her polls to influence races. She was fully aware that her polls can influence voters. Damn. Maybe they're going to try to go for a gross negligence angle. Not sure if that even works. I don't even know if that would apply here. This is an insane lawsuit, by the way. The fact that the president is suing a pollster for a poll he doesn't like, that's just crazy. You want to talk about chilling effect on polling? Imagine that anybody would be, like, I don't even have to say this. There's like a million reasons why this is absolutely insane. Imagine you go to publish a poll and you feel like you figured out like a new methodology. You've got some data. It's like, holy shit, I think this might be a big deal. And you're like, well, I might get sued for this. That's absolutely unhinged. It's insane. Holy shit. Is this lawsuit thrown out yet? I don't know if this would get thrown out or not. It would depend on whether or not they have demonstrated in the complaint, as a matter of fact, that they've satisfied all of the elements of the tort that they're alleging. So they have to say at least like this goes to saying that they were acting in bad faith or that they were intentionally rigging their polls. They would have to allege that somewhere in the complaint. Now, even if the allegations are weak or suck, if it's in the complaint, then it has to go to trial because judges aren't supposed to determine things as a factual matter. They're only supposed to make determinations of legal matters. So as long as you've satisfied the legal requirements, then you go forward. But if even if they're shoddy, but they're not supposed to determine matters of fact in complaints, yeah, or pretrial stuff, or during the trial, unless it's a bench trial or whatever. And you know that any polls on the other side of the political spectrum would say whatever they want without any repercussions at all. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. If the Supreme Court shuts down most of Trump's retarded executive orders, will you lower your chance of him being able to get away with insane shit? Well, the problem is like these executive orders have already caused like damage, right? Like it sends a message to people in the government for everything that's going on, right? Like, who are you going to be supported by Trump, or are you going to be attacked by Trump? It shows like the intention of the administration, the types of laws they want to pass, like, and then who knows? Like, I guess we'll see, right? And then we also don't know, like, what if Trump just ignores some of the Supreme Court rulings? Who knows? Like, Seltzer's polling materially impacted elections, misleading. Okay, what do they have for intentionally? Because that's an element of this, right? It has to be an intentional misleading. The truth is that there is no sensible or innocent explanation for the Harris poll. That can't be it, my dude. You have to have some kind of, right? Congressional poll was another of Seltzer's 5 massive misses favoring Democrats this cycle. They're not even, okay, well, am I missing something? And I don't want to lie, because I read most of this before, and I don't, then they just added a bunch of new shit. For anybody that's familiar with this, do they have any evidence whatsoever in this complaint that she was doing things intentionally incorrectly? Other than just saying, like, obviously, because she quit? Let's say that Seltzer did straight up put out a fake poll. Would she even be civilly liable? I mean, it depends on how the judge reads this particular law and whether or not the polling counts as a service, I guess, because this is about like misleading consumers, like who are consuming merchandise or goods and services. But if they would say that, sure, fine, then putting out polls counts under this law, then if they were intentionally being misleading, then I believe that it would count here under the Iowa Consumer Fraud Act, if you assume that it counts as a service. Now, that's an argument that they're trying to make, that it does count as a service. That's up to a judge, I guess, to determine, or for them to argue. But then there would be some liability, yes. But generally in the complaint, you'll put something where it's like, we saw this information, or this is a reason why we believe they misled people intentionally, because that is important. You can't just be wrong. It has to be fraud. You have to be intentionally wrong. Or I don't know if there's like an element for gross negligence, but I don't know how you would prove that. It's a poll. It's a poll. Internal communication showing intent to manipulate results, evidence. Yeah, that would all be for sure. Expert testimony proving that such an error was statistically improbable under good faith conditions. Would that be, I don't know. That would be wild. Like this here, like in reality, Seltzer quit the polling industry in disgrace after an attempt at election interference. Such action is an admission of Seltzer's guilt and liability for the fake election interfering poll. There's no way. To date, no likely single culprit has emerged to explain the wide disparity. Aware there is no innocent explanation for the Harris poll, continues to try and talk her way out of the malignant fiction that she unleashed on the public. Seltzer hits back at criticism of Ariel poll. They are accusing me of a crime. Later, Seltzer inadvertently revealed the root of the problem, that the Harris poll was bought and paid for, and the polling industry is predicated on getting people to pay money for their products. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's paid to have rigged results. What a crazy... That's a crazy statement, but okay. I think generally people pay for polling because they want it to be accurate, because we want to know if the polls are correct or not. Jesus. But we haven't gotten any anything filed by the defendants yet though on this, right? So we have nothing to read on their end. Damn. Well, not sure why Destiny's focusing on this suit when the Facebook one is worse. Somebody just gave the president 25 million for a case that would have 100% won. Well, because I think this one is going to be fought all the way, and I think I have an interview with the people behind this one soon. So I want to be familiar with this. We have a statement from their side. Yeah, but not just a statement. I wanted to know if there's like a court filing. There's no way that this is just so crazy though. What is the Facebook lawsuit though? Facebook lawsuit Trump over bans? What the Wait, what? Meta has agreed to pay President Donald Trump $25 million to settle a 2021 federal lawsuit alleging First Amendment violations and other claims following the company suspending him from Facebook and Instagram in the wake of the Jan 6 attack on the Capitol. What the First Amendment violation? Wait, okay. I guess we were wrong the whole time then. When the dipshit conservatives were talking about getting banned from social media platforms, being that's my First Amendment right. Maybe they were right. Wait, what? Can somebody link the complaint for this? Did they really cite the First Amendment here? How do you even, how awkward? I feel like this, it doesn't matter, sorry. None of this matters. But like, just imagine how strange it is that you're like hanging out with the president. He's like, hey, you know, I'm like suing you guys because I feel like you banned me unfairly. And then Zuck's like, yeah, how much you want, dude? And it's like, I don't know. Can you give me like 25 mil? Like, okay, sure. Yeah, that's cool. Like, conflict of interest? Anybody? Jesus Christ. Trump v. Meta. Was there any amended complaints on this? Are earnings from a civil suit taxable? I have no idea. Do you pay income tax on winnings from civil lawsuit? All income is taxable from whatever source derived unless exempted by another section of the code. The general rule regarding taxability of amounts received from settlements of lawsuits and not the okay. Then I guess probably. Dude, this could be a legal arc. We could sue Twitch for my First Amendment right. Legislation passed 25 years ago intended to protect minors from the transmission of obscene materials on the internet to promote the growth and development of social media companies has enabled Facebook to grow into a commercial giant that now censors, flags, removes, shadow bans, etc., and otherwise restricts with impunity the constitutionally protected free speech of the plaintiff and the putative class members. Oh no. If the defendants, Facebook, can effectively censor and impose a prior restraint on the protected political speech of a sitting president of the United States, and the threat to putative class members, our citizens, and our United States Constitution is imminent, severe, and irreparable. Holy shit. What the fuck? The plaintiff and the putative class members respectfully ask this court to declare that Section 230, C1, and C2 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996, on their face and as applied in this matter, are an unconstitutional delegation of authority, and that the defendant's actions directed at the plaintiff and putative class members are a prior restraint on their First Amendment right to free speech.